Excellent Emily. It was autumn, and there had been a terrible storm. Lots of tracks were blocked, and lots of engines had either broken down or came off the rails. Emily was willing to make up for what happened with Toby and Percy, work very hard, and help with the engines' jobs. Emily made it to Brendan Docks with the trucks. The Fat Controller was impressed with her, especially what he heard from the other engines. Well done. You're the only engine to arrive on time. You are excellent, Emily. That made Emily very proud. Excellent Emily, she thought. I like that. The Fat Controller had an important job for Emily. Jeremy cannot land at the airport and my mother is on board. The storm had blown some heavy metal pipes across the runway. You must collect Trevor from a field along the main line. Take him to the airport so that he can clear the runway. Then Jeremy can land. Oh yes, sir. Excellent Emily can do it. Molly overheard and said to Emily, I'm going down the main line too. Lots of lines are blocked. Why not you come with me? I know the ways to get around them. No, thank you. I can manage on my own. I'm excellent Emily. I can make it through. So Emily puffed away. Nothing will stop me. Excellent Emily will find a way through. She met up with Neville. There's a fallen tree. It's blocking your track. Harvey's coming to clear it, said Neville. I'm excellent Emily. I don't need Harvey to clear the track for me. Emily puffed proudly away. She saw the fallen tree. I will easily push this out of the way. Emily pushed as hard as she could, but the tree did not roll out of the way. It stayed in front of Emily. Now Emily had to push the tree along the track. It was hard work, especially reaching a slope. When she reached the top of the slope, the tree rolled away, and Emily raced down the other side. Emily met up with Bear. Trevor's waiting for you. Don't worry, Bear. I'll be there soon. Some of the tracks ahead are very muddy. Don't go down those lines or else you'll get stuck. I'm excellent Emily, and I know which track to choose. Bear was worried as Emily left. Emily steamed around the final bend and straight into a big puddle of mud. I'll puff through this, thought Emily. Then there was trouble. The track started to sink. Emily was stuck. She didn't feel like excellent Emily anymore. Oh no, now I'll never get Trevor to the airport. Molly saw everything. My goodness, Emily. Are you alright? You should have listened to me earlier. I'm sorry, Molly. Will you pull me out of the mud? Of course, Emily. Molly pulled as hard as she could, but Emily could not move. Her wheels had sunk deeply in the mud, so Molly had to get Rocky. Rocky's hook was attached to Emily, and with a huff and a chuff, Molly and Rocky got Emily out of the mud. Thank you so much, Molly and Rocky. Then Emily puffed over to the field where Trevor was waiting on the flatbed. I must take you to the airport right away, Trevor. But Emily knew that she needed to find the route that was the quickest way to the airport. Molly, do you know which track I should take to the airport? You should take the loop line, said Molly. It's the quickest. Thank you, Molly, said Emily, and she puffed away with Trevor. Along the way, she saw another tree had fallen across the track. Emily was going to push it out of the way. Then she remembered what Neville had said. I better wait for Harvey. Soon Harvey cleared the track and Emily was on her way again. Emily pulled up at the junction. The left track was a shortcut to the airport. That track is muddy, said the signalman. Emily remembered what Bear had said about muddy tracks. I don't want to get stuck again. I'll take the longer track, said Emily. And so she did. Soon Emily arrived at the airport. Trevor cleared the runway. Just in time. Jeremy landed smoothly and safely. The Fat Controller was delighted to see his mother. Well done, excellent Emily. You made it in time. Oh, that's because everyone helped me, sir. All of us are excellent engines.